Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network novel. Ninja live broadcast. The ninja rabbit I picked up turns out to be Yeji. Walk into the world of Hokage and pick up a white-eyed little rabbit. This enduring rabbit is cold and aloof, and also loves to bite people. Being bitten by it gives you the eye of reincarnation, being bitten by it gives you the skill of Mudan, and taking another bite gives you the heavenly palace. Beiyuan found himself invincible. At the same time, a chat between descendants and grandchildren began. Qianshuzujian. Oh no, this rabbit takes a bite and the bloodline of Beiyuan opens. Yuji Boban. The eye of reincarnation is actually cabbage, I don't accept it. Qianshou Kaijian. Is this rabbit any special breed? Specialized in refining blood vessels. Wu Daimu Shueiying. I have never seen this kind of ninja rabbit before. It's a bit too beautiful. Xiaozi Heijue. This rabbit is really amazing. Wait a moment, it's not a rabbit, it's my mother. Xiaozi Heijue. Why is Lord Hui here, and also cultivating Beiyuan maple? Do you think I lifted the seal too slowly? The male lead is Big Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 001, I originally only hoped to grow together with Hinata. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Wherever there are leaves dancing, fire will burn. The shadow of fire will illuminate the village and sprout new leaves. Only when one wants to protect the person they cherish, can the true power of ninjas be demonstrated. That is to say, if you want to become stronger, you need someone you are willing to protect. So who exactly does the self who appears here want to protect? A black-haired boy in the ninja school began to think. The young man gazed at the exam paper in front of him. In the 61st year of the year of Kiba, he passed the 145th lower ninja graduation examination. The exam is divided into written and practical assessments. And the practical assessment belongs to the exemption stage, so what needs to be completed now is only the written test. He picked up a black pen and brushed through the required passing scores. So he placed his hands on the table. He doesn't need the chief to prove himself, nor does he need to pretend to be a slacker, so he only needs to write content that can definitely pass the exam. Yes. He is not from this world. His original name was Beiyuan Feng, a traveler who died suddenly while staying up late to do exercises. And upon waking up, I found myself crossing over to the wooden leaf. My identity is a war orphan. So according to the process, they will be arranged to join the ninja school, treated as ninja training, and then give back to Kiba. I raised you, you have to do it for the village. This is a transaction. Beiyuan Feng did not refuse. But there is one difference. He doesn't have an absolute ambition. In his previous life, he died suddenly due to excessive effort. So I want to experience an ordinary life in this life. Just be an ordinary ninja and raise rabbits. Ninjas also have pets, but this pet's identity is a spirit beast. Although it has not yet become an official ninja, Kitahara Maple also has a spirit beast. It's a rabbit. 3 years ago, he found a rabbit with white eyes. This rabbit is cold and aloof, but it has an extremely beautiful appearance, so he raised it. Teacher Irika. I submitted my paper early. Surrounded by the sound of brushing and solving problems, Beiyuan Feng raised his hand. He handed the test paper to Irika. Irika, Sure. I passed the written test assessment. Here's your forehead protection. Irika quickly looked at Kitahara Maple's exam paper and felt a headache. He can confirm that the child is very intelligent, but always shows a lack of motivation. For example, in this exam paper, he did 60 out of 100 questions, and all of these questions were correct. It looks normal. No, It's not normal because it indicates that he is very confident and certain that he is all right. Because this is a wrong question, he may not pass, but he can still pass directly by crossing the line. After submitting the test paper, Kitahara Maple left the classroom with the forehead protector issued by Irika. From this moment on, Kiba gained an additional ninja. This is also a bit closer to the ordinary life he wants. If not, stop now. Wait. Wait a moment. The call of a girl came from behind him. Generally speaking, it's the sound that comes after the person, but now it's the opposite. Because this is the world of ninjas. Baiyuan Feng's left hand was gently embraced by someone. He turned to look at the girl's posture. The black long hair of the young girl was cascading down her shoulders, and her pure white and transparent eyes highlighted her noble bloodline. Although she is still just a young chick, one can already see her plump appearance in the future. The girl was wearing a blue coat, with black fishing nets wrapped around her fair and slender legs. This is Hinata. An informative version. To be precise, it is Black Hinata. In the original work, the characters in the theatrical version of Ninja Road have a personality reversal, with the gentle Hinata directly transformed into the domineering Black Hinata. So 3 years ago, it was discovered that Hinata was in a Black Hinata state for a week every month, and Kitahara Maple also doubted whether he had come to become a ninja. However, let it be as it is. What's wrong with the two completely different personalities of Hinata? What are you doing with me? Said Kitahara Maple. He tried to pull his hand out of Hinata's embrace, but failed. She held it too tightly. Black Hinata's condition, with long hair draped over her shoulders, and a figure that seems to be half as good as her original Hinata, gives people a very intuitive understanding. But it also has one more characteristic than the original Hinata. Stickiness. Blame it all on fate. After crossing over, he met little Hinata, who was scolded as a white-eyed monster. As he couldn't see through it, he helped out. Since it wasn't a big deal, he didn't leave his name behind. Just that Kiba was so big, in the ninja school, the two met, and then the other sat next to him. At this time, Hinata was no different from Hinata in the original work. He was a timid and quiet good child. Since it's a leisurely life, isn't it also good to have a girl with a promising future to grow up with? This is the graduation exam, said Kitahara Maple. Although it's not very important, it's important to become a ninja. I also submitted my paper ahead of schedule and received my allowance. You know, my written test scores have always been very good. However, Hinata directly presented a protective forehead as proof of his tolerance. Then he looked straight at Baiyuan Feng with his eyes. It's like saying to praise her quickly. Looking at her appearance, Baiyuan Feng once felt that the pets and chicks he raised were simply out of character. His ninja rabbit is cold and aloof, but the black field outside is not enthusiastic. So let's go to the ninja shop together first, said Baiyuan Feng. We become ninjas and need to buy some ninja gear for self-defense. No need, said Kuroda. I have prepared your ninja. I bought 3 copies. You use one, replace one, and then return one to me after using it. Baiyuan Feng is speechless. Why do you want to divide the ninja into so many parts and then have him use them before returning them to you? What do you want to do with them? It's dangerous to sleep with a ninja in your arms, you know. Then go buy some food that connects with spirit beasts. Baiyuan Feng said. My rabbit's food is running low again. It's your rabbit again. So I won't go to your house, said Black Hinata, her body stiffening. Why? Baiyuan Feng was a bit surprised, because it would be very difficult for him to start. As long as today is Kuroda's state, then her stickiness is 100%. Wherever he goes, she will follow him. Your rabbit's eyes are very annoying, said Black Hinata, it looks at me disdainfully every time. Black Hinata seems to be reminiscing, it seems like I'm looking at some pitiful inferior creature. Million-word old book recommendation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 002. My ninja rabbit is a bit unusual. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The ninja rabbit of the Beiyuan Feng family was picked up 3 years ago at the entrance of the village in Mai. At that time, the rabbit fainted and he picked it up and took it home directly. And he basically keeps rabbits as pets. But being able to make such a sticky black field freeze, does that mean his rabbit is a bit unusual? Considering these, Beiyuan Feng returned to his residence. The village provided shelter for the war orphans. The apartment allocated by Beiyuan Feng is on the second floor. He looked next door and saw that Naruto Vortex lived next door. That's right. Naruto, who is also an orphan of war, is located next door. But there is an absolute difference in their situation. Unlike his spotless room, Naruto's apartment is small and dilapidated, with many graffiti on the door. Demon Fox, get out of here, why are you a ninja? Demon Fox. It's a bit unbearable. The third-generation old man is quite unconventional. Naruto's father is the fourth-generation Hokage, so Naruto should be the son of a hero. But the third generation concealed this identity and revealed that Naruto was the nine-tailed Takashi. There were significant casualties in the Nine Tails incident. Most ninja families suffer losses, but this anger and pain cannot be traced back to 3 generations, so most people choose to vent their anger on Naruto. So the little Naruto has gone through a lot. He looks optimistic, but he can always be heard crying in the middle of the night. Beiyuan Feng brought back the meal and used the instant technique to come to Naruto's room, placing it on his table. Naruto also received subsidies as an orphan in the village, but no one sold him anything. Even if it is possible to order takeout, it is often added with ingredients. So, Beiyuan Feng conveniently bought him dinner. But now it's not about Naruto. Kitahara Feng pushed open the door and returned to his own home. The total size of the apartment is 75 square meters. Unlike Naruto's 30 square meter, it appears comfortable and warm. And the monthly subsidy is 30,000, which is different from Naruto's subsidy of only a few thousand. So, the fourth generation worked so hard. The person is gone, and the son is still in such a miserable situation. It's better to fish, refuse to be a fire shadow, and take care of your wife and children. But now Beiyuan Feng's attention is no longer on Naruto's side. He stared at the edge of the window and then spoke. You're looking at the moon so early. But the moon hasn't come out yet. If you want to see it, I can show it to you anytime. But I have to eat something today. Beiyuan Feng said. His gaze fell on a corner of the window, where a soft blanket lay and a rabbit sat on top. When he entered, the rabbit only left a silhouette for him. Appearing aloof and aloof. Beiyuan Feng walked over and leaned against the windowsill here. He gazed at his pet rabbit. This rabbit is very interesting, it all has the same habits. I daydream every day and then stay at the edge of the window to watch the moon. Open the window and it won't run. But it's also quite clumsy, even if it rains, it stays there and becomes wet. The rabbit's hair is white and transparent, its claws are red, and its eyes are pure white and transparent. Yes. His rabbit's eyes are different from ordinary ones, not wine red, but pure white. But the purity is incredibly clear. Just a glance makes it unforgettable. It has to be said that although they are all rabbits, the animals in the Hokage world can still speak, use chakras, and cooperate with ninja actions. But his rabbit never speaks, not even barks. Just like a mute. Just even though there are countless flaws, his rabbit is indeed the most beautiful one. Beiyuan Feng walked to the window, while the rabbit remained with its back to him. He then extended his hands and used the instant technique. Bang appeared behind the rabbit. But the rabbit's body appeared on the opposite side of the translation. Then he lifted his eyelids and stared at him with silent and transparent eyes. It seems very resistant. Okay. This rabbit is indeed very stubborn. Until now, he is not allowed to touch it. And Beiyuan Feng also knew the reason. When he found it unconscious 3 years ago, he directly shaved off the hair on its buttocks. At that time, the rabbit woke up in shock. So even now, they still resist. Kaka kaka, Beiyuan Feng will wash and slice the purchased carrots. Then we selected the one that looked the most pink and delicious in the middle and placed it aside. Then discard the other parts. This rabbit doesn't run or walk, doesn't bark or speak, but its food choices are very picky. The requirements are very high. If it fails to meet its requirements, it will go on a hunger strike for a month. And surprisingly, if you don't eat or drink for a month, it won't die, and even its hair won't become dull. Just like a special creature that doesn't need to eat. And this kind of existence, in the past, was exemplified by the level of the tailed beast. Tailed beasts can live as elders without eating. So Beiyuan Feng also considered whether the rabbit he found was an illusion of a certain tailed beast. But it doesn't show any cards. Staring into the cold eyes of the rabbit, Beiyuan Feng put down his food. It only left the windowsill at this moment. Instantly appeared at the table. It refuses to put food on the ground, nor does it refuse to send small plates for cats and dogs. It has to use human plates and even eat on the table. After eating, you will also wipe your mouth with a tissue. It's quite particular. And Beiyuan Feng handed the radish to it, and the little white rabbit took it with both claws. However, at this moment, its gaze seemed to show a hint of hesitant determination, then suddenly threw a carrot slice and wrapped its claws around the middle finger of Beiyuan Feng's left hand. Oh, you finally know that I am a good host. Are you willing to act spoiled? Beiyuan Feng was pleasantly surprised. But then I felt a sharp pain coming from my middle finger. Hey! My eyes! He found that his state seemed to be somewhat off. At the same time, Chimu Kakashi arrived at the school. Chapter 001. I originally only hoped to grow up with Hinata. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 003. Open the group of descendants and younger generations. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kakashi received some bad news. Sandemo asked him to withdraw from his work in the dark department. And this time, unlike in the past, it is necessary to take care of the students, who are still the children of the fourth-generation teacher, Huangba Fengshui Gate. And this child is actually a nine-tailed pillar force. You should know that Kakashi always thought that the teacher and the teacher's child died together during the Nine Tails attack on the village, but instead told him that the child who was being treated excessively in the village was actually the teacher's child. When he was young, he was specially arranged by the Watergate teacher to protect his pregnant mother. As a result, until now, he has protected a sense of loneliness. He just regrets it in his heart, but he also has work to do. Sandemo informed him that Naruto will graduate from ninja school and that he needs to become Naruto's mentor. Under normal guidance, ninja usually leads 3 disciples. Besides Naruto, another disciple has also been identified as the orphan of the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Sasuke. These two have very different identities. So he still needs to choose a third student now. We need to consider how to match them in order to maximize their motivation. Normally, Kiba's ninja squad consists of 3 people and 2 men and 1 woman. Just. Are you sure these are all the collected papers? Kakashi was a meticulous person. He doesn't want to choose randomly. Irika nodded, the papers for this class of students are all here. And then. I have a special student's name that I would like to mention. Irika is a teacher at the ninja school and is a ninja. And Kakashi is a ninja, a genius, and has a long reputation, so even Irika is a bit nervous in front of Kakashi. But he has received the message that Kakashi will guide Naruto. So Naruto's teammates have to make a choice. He has taught children from the age of 6 until now, and still has some understanding of the students. So I want to make a recommendation. Oh. Just leave it as a recommendation. But Kakashi oil and salt do not enter. But his gaze was suddenly drawn to a test paper. On the edge of the test paper is written the name of the candidate. Kitahara Maple. This paper. Kakashi frowned. Well, 60 points, qualified, Irika said. The student I just wanted to recommend is also this one. He is very intelligent. I secretly believe that he is a genius, and his abilities and knowledge may be even higher than the current Chief Sasuke. Kakashi. Genius. Kakashi was a genius in the past, graduating from ninja school at the age of 5 and enduring at the age of 6, with unparalleled talent. So where can even the most talented people go? And he quickly caught a glimpse and realized that the student's grades were not right. Because he clearly saw that this guy had only filled out a part of the questions, and these questions were not only completely correct, but also guaranteed an absolutely qualified score of 60 points. And these people are either wicked or geniuses. It's a bit interesting. And just as he was thinking this, his mind seemed to suddenly explode. And a sound sounded. Descendants, juniors. _. Chat group opened. This group is also known as the Bayuan Maple Observation Group. There will be 3 hours of live streaming of the Trail of Kitahara Maple every day. This group links to the past and future, ignoring space and time, including death. The minimum threshold for this group is shadow level, and recognized shadows will also be allowed to join the group. Welcome the weakest Hokage. 6th generation Hokage Kakashi to join the group. What? Kakashi felt a bit confused. Detected location as Kiba, special invitation is allowed to invite 3 shadow-level experts from Kiba to join the group. The allowed candidates to join are A. Uchiha, B. Qiansho Pillar, C. Wave Feng Shui Gate, D. Qiansho Gate. What? Kakashi is completely confused. Descendants, juniors. _. Chat group, 6 generations Fire Shadow. Kakashi. Please select the candidate to join. There are 3 seconds left and they will be randomly added soon. 6 generations Fire Shadow. Kakashi. Hey. 3 seconds have passed. Randomly add between Qiansho Pillars, Qiansho Gates, and Wave Wind Water Gates, D. Bo Feng Shui Men, at Bo Feng Shui Men, your disciple Kakashi is here. Don't you say hello to him. At Qianshu Zujian, at Qianshu Fijian, welcome to join the chat group of descendants and younger generations. _. Bo Feng Shui Men. What exactly is a place of utmost importance? Between thousand-handed pillars. Fei Jian, you are here. Have you finally died? I've been waiting for you in a shabby little house alone for a long time. Between 1,000 hands. Chapter 002. My Ninja Rabbit is a bit unusual. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 004. Between the Gates. I chose Monkey Flying as the Fire Shadow. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Descendants, juniors. _. Chat group, Qiansho Feijian. I wanted to take a serious look at the rules that appeared in front of me. But I have to admit that this guy who yells and makes my head grow bigger is indeed my big brother. Qiansho Feijian. Anigia, my place is indeed Feijian. Qiansho Zhujian. So it's really amazing. After I died, I appeared in a small rundown house with nothing inside. Between thousand-handed pillars. It makes me sigh, is this the afterlife world? Between the thousand-handed pillars. I was deceived, and after my death, I was not reunited with my ancestors, but instead assigned to a small shabby house. Between thousand-handed pillars. Just in a small rundown room, and then time passes like this, and time seems to have never passed. Bo feng shui men. Is this also the case on your end? But the house I was assigned to is better and not dilapidated. Qianshou Zhujian. Are you? Bo feng shui men. I am Bo feng shui men, 4th generation fire shadow. I saw photos of you too on the walls of the fire shadow office building. Wave wind water gate. The result is exactly the same as in the photo. Qianshou Feijian. Because my elder brother is almost 40 years old and he's gone, and I'm also not in my 30s. Bo feng shui men. Ah, this Qianshou Zhujian. Don't be so fierce in Fei Jian. By the way, you are the 4th generation. So, is Mu Yi already the 4th generation? Qian Shou Fei Jian. Not only that, but there's also a silent 6th generation flame shadow, isn't there? Between 1,000 hands. Let me take a look, 6 generations fire shadow Kakashi. Bo Feng Shui gate. Kakashi. Kakashi. Have you also died? 6 generations fire shadow. Kakashi. How do we say this? I should not have died. 6 generations fire shadow. Kakashi. Let's take a look at the content in front of us. Kakashi himself was also confused. But he felt that he had probably been under illusion. Because not only the teacher Bo feng shui men, but also the 1st and 2nd generations of adults are present. This is too exaggerated. Mingming was only told that Naruto was a teacher's child, but Naruto was treated like that, and now he has unexpectedly met teacher Shuemen again. Kakashi felt unusually conflicted. Wave wind water gate. I see, it seems that we, the deceased, have died, and only after encountering this small group can we appear here. Between the thousand-handed pillars. The existence of this small group ignores the past, future, and present, and even disregards space, time, and death. What a domineering statement. Qianshou Feijian. And the key is. What does the term descendants and younger generations mean here? Qianshou Feijian. Does this mean we are all younger generations? If it's Watergate or Kakashi, they are both 4th generation and 6th generation. But my elder brother and I are the 1st and 2nd generation Hokage. Qianshou Feijian. Is our seniority not high enough? Bo feng shui men. What the 2nd generation of adults said is indeed reasonable. Wave wind water gate. And as the threshold for shadow level, the specifications of this small group are very high. Bo feng shui men. And what I care about is, what's going on with Beiyuan Feng, who broadcasts live for 3 hours every day. Who is Beiyuan Feng? Qian Shou Fei Jian. Now, Shui men, you are the 4th generation Hokage, while Kakashi is the 6th generation Hokage. Is Kitahara Maple the 5th generation Hokage? Wave wind water gate. This group requires shadow level to join. Kakashi, you have made progress. 6 generations fire shadow. Kakashi. Kakashi is still in a daze now. 6 generations fire shadow. Kakashi. However, Kakashi let out a cry. What's wrong, Kakashi? I felt my body, fell to the ground, and was then taken to Kiba Hospital by Irika. Wave wind water gate. Bo feng shui men. So you're still alive. 6 generations fire shadow. Kakashi. I'm still alive. Bo feng shui men. So, this small group is really powerful. Wave, wind and water gate. So we, the departed, can appear here, which means that we are the soul bodies brought here. Wave, wind, water gate. Then Kakashi's side will experience an uncomfortable reaction of his soul leaving his body. Watergate began to analyze. Bo Feng Shui Men. Hey, wait a moment. Qianqiu Feijian. What's wrong? Fei Jian discovered that this fourth generation Huiying is very good and has strong analytical skills. Bo Feng Shui Men. Since we have died and Kakashi has grown up and is still alive, then it is what I will be like 10 years after my death. Bo Feng Shui Men. So. Doesn't that mean we have the opportunity to get in touch with the current situation in the village through Kakashi? Bo Feng Shui Men. And the live broadcast here refers to being able to see the scenery around this person named Beiyuan Feng. Bo Feng Shui Men. So you can also see the village, right? Qianqiu Zhujian. It makes sense. I also want to see what the village has developed into. The pillar, who was not good at speaking, began to chat while feeling excited. As the first Hokage, at the beginning of everything, he passed away too early to witness the development of the village. So he is looking forward to it. Qian Shou Fei Jian. I chose Ape Fei as the third generation fire shadow, and then asked Tuanzang and his companions to assist, so the village must be very good now. 1,000 hands suddenly became excited. Bo Feng Shui Men. Ah. Then I also want to see the situation of my son. Bo Feng Shui Men. Before I died, I sealed the 9 tails into his body. I don't know what's going on now. Bo Feng Shui Men. Naruto has 9 tails in the bloodline of the Vortex clan, so their current development is also very good. Bo Feng Shui Men. Kakashi, how is Naruto's situation? 6 generations fire shadow. Kakashi. Kakashi's head instantly grew as big as an ox. Beep. System prompt. Kakashi has been disconnected, Bo Feng Shui Men. Between 1,000-handed pillars. Between 1,000 hands. Bo Feng Shui Men. Is it normal or abnormal for Kakashi's disconnection? What do you mean by Shui Men? Bo Feng Shui Men. Kakashi is my disciple, and this disciple used to be introverted, but his original intention is good. Bo Feng Shui Men. And if it was just a small group that went offline, then there's nothing to say. Bo Feng Shui Gate. But if he were to take it offline himself, wave wind water gate. So it may indicate Bo Feng Shui Gate. Kakashi cannot answer, which means the situation is very bad and he dare not answer. What? The small group was momentarily stunned. At this point, everyone noticed a video appearing in the center of the small group. Today's 3-hour live broadcast of Beiyuan Feng's share begins. Chapter 003. Open the group of descendants and younger generations. Seeking data. You are listening at novel full.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 005. Sleeping Trough, this kid has opened his reincarnation eyes. You are listening at novel full.audio. Descendants, juniors. _. Chat group, is this a direct live broadcast? Qianqiu Feijian. According to the rules I just watched, it should be a live broadcast, and it will be broadcasted for 3 hours every day. Dezhu Han Han. According to the current members, we are all descendants of Mai, so this Beiyuan Maple is also a child of Mai, right? Bo Feng Shui Gate. Bo Feng Shui Men. However, I always feel that Qianqiu Feijian. What's wrong with the 4th generation? Bo Feng Shui Men. I always feel like I've seen this boy named Beiyuan Feng before, but his memory is so confusing. 1,000-handed opening. What can be remembered by you? According to the appearance of Kakashi's soul just now, the current wooden leaf should be more than 10 years after your death. But this kid named Beiyuan Feng doesn't match your age. Bo Feng Shui Men. So. Is it the small group rule that says it comes from the past and future? Qianqiu Feijian. So, may this kid come from the future. So it's interesting. Can you slow down a bit? Qianqiu Zujian. Let me also participate in the analysis and analysis. Qianqiu Feijian. Forget Higuya, you will only act recklessly. If you, Huiying, have a brain, then the ninja world war will not occur. Between thousand-handed pillars. Hey. Ninja world war. Thousand-handed opening. You don't know how to deal with it. Although you kowtowed and brought the 5 shadows together to start the first 5 shadows meeting, once you died, the other 4 shadows turned against you. The first thing they did was directly destroy the kingdom of Vortex. Then attack the wooden leaves. Qianqiu Zhujian. I'll go. Is this fake? Qianqiu Feijian. This is true. Qianqiu Kaijian. Then, I died in the First Ninja World War. Qianqiu Zhujian. Why is this? So. Is my imagination wrong? Between the thousand-handed pillars. After my death, the ninjas not only did not help each other, but also ended up fighting even more fiercely. Between thousand hands. You are so foolish and sweet. The soul body of Fei Jian began to sit cross-legged, then supported his chin with one hand. At the same time, he shifted his gaze to the video in the middle of the small group. In the video, a teenager appears with short black hair and golden pupils. It looks like it has a unique feeling. At this moment, he seems to be feeding the domestic spiritual beast, the ninja rabbit. It has to be said. This boy and this rabbit both give people different feelings. The rabbit is very picky. It picked left and right and then found a piece of carrot that was cut to the appropriate size. Then he hugged with his claws, lowered his head, and gently pinched 2 bites. Although she is just a rabbit, she is elegant like a princess. Is the development of spirit beasts now moving towards anthropomorphism? I'm not quite sure about this, but it's said that the white snake fairy in Longdi Cave seems to be able to mimic human form. Thousand-handed opening. Although the choice of the ninja's spiritual beasts is free, I do think it should be more normal, sting. At this moment, Beiyuan Feng happened to be held by a rabbit on the finger of his left hand and then bit it down. Qian Shou Fei Jian. It seems that the relationship between Beiyuan Feng and his spiritual beast is not very good. A qualified ninja must have complete control over their spiritual beasts. Thousand-handed opening. Like a Higuya, his Rashomon has always been controlled as a tool. Qianqiu Zhujian. Ah, this %. When you say that, I feel like Luo Xingmen is crying. Bo Feng Shui Men. Wait a moment, first-generation adults, second-generation adults. Please be quiet. Between thousand hands. What's wrong, Qianqiu Feijian? No, there has been a change in Beiyuan Maple. Bo Feng Shui Men. Yes. Change. That's right. Beiyuan Maple has undergone changes. After being bitten by a rabbit, he felt a large amount of chakra condensed in some parts of his eyes. He couldn't help but close his eyes. But the fire shadows in the small group held their breath. Between my thousand hands. I have a feeling of disgust. Between thousand-handed pillars. Thousand-handed opening. For some reason, the current Beiyuan Maple gives me a feeling of belonging to the Uchiha clan. Qianqiu Zhujian. Well, why do you still have such deep targeting towards the Azibo clan in Feijian? Qianqiu Kaijian. I don't like this tribe, but Higuya, as a second-generation target, I still deserve them. Qianqiu Feijian. I just naturally dislike Uchiha. There are too many naturally evil guys in the Uchiha clan, such as Uchiha Ban. Between the thousand-handed pillars. Ah Ban. He is indeed the first traitor of Muyi. Bo Feng Shui Men. First-generation adults, second-generation adults, please be quiet. Qianshou Feijian. So what? I'll go. 1,000 hands let out a cry of surprise. Because in the video, Beiyuan Feng opened his eyes. His original pupils were golden. But when I opened my eyes, a crimson hue appeared. And this is writing will eyes. A rotating jade appeared in the middle of the writing will eye. No. It's not over. Xian Shou Fei Jian. Is this guy actually from the Uchiha clan? Fei Jian was surprised. Xian Shou Fei Jian. It's okay, it's just about writing will eyes. I've seen it many times. I haven't seen any scenes before. And it was also at this moment that the pillars were surprised. Between the thousand-handed pillars. No, it's not a single hook jade writing will eye, it's a double hook jade. Because in the video, the writing will eyes opened by Beiyuan Feng changed from a single hook jade to a double hook jade. Just at this moment, Watergate was also surprised. Bo Feng Shui Men. No, it's not a single or double hook jade. It's a kaleidoscope. Between thousand-handed openings. Has it evolved directly from a jade hook to a kaleidoscope? Between the thousand-handed pillars. It seems like it's not over yet. Because the crimson color in Beiyuan Feng's open eyes faded and turned purple. Qianshou Feijian. I have only read about it in literature and have seen that the eyes possessed by the 6 immortals are different from those of others. Between thousand-handed openings. Purple pupils, wrapped in circles, possess special powers that seem to overturn reincarnation, hence it is called the Eye of Reincarnation. Between 1,000 hands. Thousand-handed opening. Ordinary eye. Writing will eye. Reincarnation eye. Between 1,000 hands and feet. Evolve in 3 steps in 10 seconds and reach your goal in 1 step. Between 1,000 hands. I've never seen this scene before. P.S. Can you please calculate the data? For the brothers and friends of the flowers, it will increase by 2 centimeters tonight. Chapter 004. I chose monkey flying as the fire shadow, and the village is now very good, isn't it? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors.